The U.S. Vice President JD Vance in Jerusalem. Netanyahu said they discussed the day after Gaza, including who would provide security in the war-torn territory. Vance remained optimistic about the ceasefire success and believed it could help build a better future in the Middle East. Well, the next stage of the U.S. plan includes disarming Hamas and deploying an international stabilization force to support Palestinian police. Turkey, despite tense relations, has agreed to participate in the task force monitoring the ceasefire. Let's listen into what both leaders had to say.
Mr. said, these are days of destiny, and we're very excited to sit down and work together on the Gaza peace plan. We have a very, very tough task ahead of us, which is to disarm Hamas, but rebuild Gaza to make life better for the people in Gaza, but also to ensure that Hamas is no longer a threat to our friends in Israel. That's not easy. I think the Prime Minister knows that as well as anybody, but it's something that we're committed to in the Trump administration. And I think we've, even in the past 24 hours, had a lot of good conversations with our friends in the Israeli government, but also, frankly, with our friends in the Arab world who are stepping up and volunteering to play a very positive.
We have obviously decide together who does that. So I have very strong opinions about that.
Mohammed Usman, International Relations Specialist, is joining us live from Cairo. Mohammed, thank you for being with us on NewsX World. What do you make of this latest statement by Israel expressing its resistance to Turkish forces controlling any part of Gaza post this ceasefire agreement?
Thank you for having me today. Greetings to you and to your dear audience. Of course, Israel is being, as usual, an obstructionist force. Turkey is a country, despite the tensions between it and Israel, Turkey is one of the first countries in the Islamic world to recognize Israel and establish diplomatic relations with them back in the early 1950s. So it's rather ludicrous for Israel now to pretend as if Turkey is an enemy. Turkey is a country, a respectable country in the international community that has its sheer reservations on Israel's genocide in Gaza. And yet Israel was very welcoming to the idea of Turkey joining the mediation process along with Egypt and Qatar and the United States in order to reach the latest ceasefire agreement and the Sharm el-Sheikh agreement, which was signed here in Egypt, which is supposedly paves the way for the implementation of the Trump peace plan in Gaza. And one of the agreed upon tenets of this agreement is that an international stabilization force will be deployed into the Gaza Strip. Egypt wants it to be under the auspices of the United Nations, meaning that it should be mandated by a UN Security Council resolution, and that several Islamic and Arab countries will join this force, including Turkey. So suddenly Israel comes up and says, no, we do not agree to Turkey joining this international stabilization peacekeeping force. And if you ask me today, I don't think Israel will even be open to the idea of any international peacekeeping force or stabilization force, whatever you call it, being deployed to any part of the occupied Palestinian territories with a UN mandate, because this would be a huge loss for Israel. Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, well, we're getting more news also coming in this hour.